this is Mary Ann again, our viewers. Today I want to talk about Gyrus. Gyrus is a disease which anyone can be sick. But now today I want to talk about the Gyrus in the family. Gyrus is something that you think other people hate you, and so in return you give them hatred, and you think that somebody else is favored more than you, and you think either somebody is doing better or he's just loved more than you're loved. And this is creating a lot of problems in the families, especially when it comes to teenagers. Teenagers are thinking in themselves that they are not loved by the parents, and they are thinking that people hate them and all these kind of things. And what I can tell you, teenagers, it's all in your mind. When you tell yourself that people hate you, and what I can say is just all in your mind, not that people hate you. Actually, it's just your mind which is lying to you, because I don't think there is any parent, or there is any parent who hates his or her children. Most parents, they are happy when their children are happy, and they want their children to make it in life and to be somebody. And but with the teenagers, they are not understanding this. They always think that parents are not concerned about them, and most teenagers are now even locking themselves in their rooms. But the problem is, what are they doing in that room? And they can lock themselves down, and they don't want any communication, and that is telling us that something is wrong. And when I speak to many families, not one family, not two families, in fact about 70% of the families, they are experiencing this kind of the teenage problem of locking themselves up in their rooms and just concentrating with their computers, and we don't know other things they are doing. And maybe some of them, they involve themselves in drugs and all these kind of things. But today, if I tell you, teenagers, please, if you have an issue, it's good if your parents can't discuss with you, or they are difficult to discuss with, can you find a friend or any other parent you can speak to, and explain to them that your parents are not understanding you, and let them communicate with your parents or your people, and then you can solve the problem. Because sometimes parents may be thinking they are doing their best, and just to find out that the teenagers are not satisfied, sometimes is a little bit frustrating to the parents or to the family. And surprisingly, the children who are behaving like this is not for the family, who cannot afford even the education. And I think what is confusing the parent is that you can take your children to the best schools, the expensive schools, and even the university, the best university, but you find out the kid is not satisfied, and maybe you judge that kid or depend on where you have been educating the kid. But in the real sense, that kid going to the private schools or even good universities, to them does not make sense, because they think that is a life. They don't know any other life. Okay, right. They know the other children who went to public schools or any other school, but still they do not know any other life that they can live. All they know is that that is the life. So they know children have to be taken to private schools. They don't know that children can go to the other schools. Or what they know, because they can afford, that is their right. And I think that is what is creating the problem between the teenagers and the relatives of the parent. But also, what I'm thinking is that this internet and this exposure is also another teacher, and it's confusing people, it's confusing the teenage, it's confusing everyone. Because people think that, especially Google, that when you go to Google, you find all the answers. So, and that is why we find our teenagers telling us, oh, go to Google, go to Google, go to Google. Google is not the answer.